I don't love you anymore. That's what Mariana's husband told her after she discovered he was seeing another woman. He left and her world shattered. But instead of giving up, Mariana tried something radical, a daily habit she calls the 333. And what happened next? Well, her marriage was restored. Her home became peaceful, playful, and loving, and her husband came back to stay, to cherish her, and only her. Today, Mariana is sharing exactly how she did it so you can too. If you want to get started with making your marriage more playful and passionate, get the free Adored Wife Roadmap on lauradoyle.org/roadmap. Mariana, welcome to the Empowered Wife Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell me, what was going wrong in your marriage in the bad old days?
Well, before I'm telling you the bad days, I want to tell you how we met and the good days. So we met in college and we got married soon after college. Very in love. We had a wonderful marriage for about 25 years. We have a daughter. And he was a wonderful husband, a fantastic father, and a great, great provider. We worked hard together to provide for our family and get our kid to college. And one day I got a promotion at work, and it was a good opportunity technically for me. And we decided it's good for you to take this opportunity. But what I did not know was that it required a lot of traveling, a lot of stress, long hours, a lot of me being away from home. And I started being frustrated when I came home and things were not done the way I wanted to be done. And conflict started. And then I got lost trying to do things for my family, for my kid, for my friends, for my aging parents, for my personal aspirations, and all the traveling requirements make it very difficult. And then the pandemic hit, and it was even worse for us. And one day I discovered that he was having an affair, a 2 years affair. I heard him talking to this other woman, and it destroyed me. I was completely sad and destroyed completely. He first denied it, but then he said, yes, it is. I no longer love you. I don't think I love you for a long time. And she made me feel happy. I don't know what I'm going to do, but she makes me feel happy. And one day he took his things, found a place, and left.
Oh,
It was the most difficult time ever. I did not know what to do, what to think. Sad and heartbroken. I relied on my well-intended family and friends who, cared about me and told me, get a divorce, you deserve better. This is incredible change from him. He's no longer the person you married. Get a divorce. They even got me contacts of divorce lawyers. But it was terrible. It was really, really bad. So I decided to start reading, self-improvement books. I joined the divorce surviving groups, thinking that this will provide relief for my pain. But instead of that, I find myself reliving how I find out, reliving in my mind his tender words to this woman and how he treated her. And and it was just very, very painful. I fall into a depression. Rarely ate, was not hungry during the day, couldn't sleep at night. It was a mess. It was not pleasant. And one day, I got a therapist. I had an appointment with this therapist, and I decided to go. And the therapist recommended Laura Doyle. She mentioned, have you heard about her? And I said, no. So recommended, me to find the book and maybe the podcast. And I did. I was skeptical, but I start with that. I got the book, and then I look into a blog that was about when your husband leave you for another woman, something like that. And I started reading this, and I realized that this is me. I realized reading the book how she will know what goes on in my home. It's exactly my situation. It was like looking at the mirror and not liking the image that I saw. Um, it was life changing, but hard realization. And then one day, thinking about what I want, how I feel, I thought, well, I don't want a divorce because that will be like letting someone else take my husband, take my life, my dreams, uh, my best friend, all the things I have worked for, our family, the memories for my grandkids. I will not let this happen. I decided, okay, well, I'm going to start trying these tips, trying these skills, and that was my point when I realized I can make it. And even if he doesn't come back, I will be a better person. I will be ready and healed. And so I decided to get a Coach Tammy, a wonderful, wonderful person. I pray for her every day. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to start with self care. And I changed my wardrobe. I changed my hair, my makeup. I have my friends go for dinners and lunch and exercise. A complete different person, and I realized it made me happy. Uh, and then when he started coming for, occasionally he will come to get things or to help with something. Um, then I put my best smile and I was happy to see him. I greeted him, hello, hi. Do you want something? Do you want coffee? What would you need? And he was liking that. Then I start putting gratitudes, and he loved that. So the change was immediate when I used these two, the gratitudes and the self care. Um, and then I also say thank you for the things I had done in the past. Like, I remember we did this. I was walking by and saw this, and it reminds me of a good time that we had. And I want to thank you for that. And he was, wow, taken aback. And then I decided to draft my apology, taking responsibility for my control, for doing the things that I thought was, what a good wife would do, uh, suggestions, telling him what to wear, what to do, all of those things. I did not know it was disrespect. I have no idea for that. And so I decided to write this apology. And and tell him that I was sorry about that. And I sent that message without any expectation. And what I got was an answer that says, "Thank you," in capital letters. And he said, "Let's not look at the past. Can we look at the present and the future? And I am sorry for the things I have done." And that's it. That's what he said. I did not know what to respond. And I just said, "Okay, that's a plan." And I continue with my skills. It was a good time because things have changed quite a bit. I will say that 6 months into this, he celebrated my birthday. He invited me for dinner, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. I started sharing time with him, walking, going for dates, not thinking about the past, but as he said, about the future. But then I realized that I reached a point that was comfortable, but that's it. Nothing else happened. We shared time, but nothing else happened. And I looked into me, and I said there must be something I overlooked, and I realized that the skills need to be crafted and modified to my own situation. And the first skill that I modified, there were two. The first one was the "I hear you." I realized that when I said "I hear you" in the middle of something debate or something that will become an argument, it did not work. He responded like, "You're saying this, but really you don't hear me," and continue with this. So I decided to change this to understand his heart message with the help of my coach. And so I decided to become the best listener that I could be. And I wanted to understand what he really meant when he would say things to me. I wanted to listen to understand and not to respond, not to defend myself, listening to understand. And that changed completely. So one day we were having an argument. He was unhappy because I was supposed to do something or send him some documents. I forgot. And I didn't, and he was unhappy, and he will tell me his frustration, but I will listen and listen, and then when he was done, I said, instead of responding and defending, I said, "You know what? I didn't see it that way. Thank you for presenting this to me this way. Thank you for expressing this. I will take this into account for next time." He was like, "Huh? Where is my wife? What did you do to her? Bring her back." And since then, any argument that we were supposed to have or any debate completely got disarmed when I listened and I responded to his need. And so this was an incredible realization. And then the other thing that I changed was that I found myself secretly hoping that he will do things that he didn't do, like secretly hoping that he would hold my hand, that he will be more romantic, that he will, pick up after himself or something like that. And then I realized that this was the single most immense form of control and disrespect for me. And I thought, "Oh my God, how could I be so disrespectful, thinking that I wanted to control what he does? He will do whatever he wanted to do in his time. And making these two changes really changed the whole dynamic in my home. He started asking me to come over more. He wanted to spend more time with me and the family. And one day he surprised me for Mother's Day that he celebrated my daughter and myself with flowers and cake and a gift. And I go, oh my God. It was an incredible transformation after that. Um, but then, about 14 months into this, I started being anxious again because he would tell me things like, "Oh, I have my coworker, or I met this person that separated and divorced, and find out that he is happy this way, that is better this way." Things like that that make me realize maybe he's happy living apart, because really he spent a lot of time at home with me, but then he will leave to his place, to his apartment. And then I was concerned and unhappy, and I asked Coach Tammy, and she said, well, uh, listen to what he's saying. It does not really goes into his actions. His actions and his words are completely different, and you miss that. So I thought, yeah, you're right, and I completely missed that part. And so I decided that I will concentrate on myself, on me being happy. And so I decided to experiment with what I call the 3-3-3, the magic tree. And so I implemented um, 3 self-cares a day. But I raised the self-care, not just my friends and time and what made me happy and all of that, but also raise it in manifestation and positive manifestations. I would say to myself every day, I'm worthy of healthy, harmonious, passionate love. I am a good person. And then I start praying for my husband. I will pray for him, for his wisdom, and realize that this was more than the self-care that I did. And then also the gratitudes. Not only the gratitudes that every day, thank you for doing this or that, but thank God and the universe for what it has given me. So a profound sense of gratitude for what I have accomplished. And the third of my 3-3-3 was 3 words or actions that show my respect to him. So I would say things like, oh, whatever you think is best, I trust you, you know, um, help me understand. When he will say something, help me understand. And he start really responding to this, and to go into that place of this 3-3-3. I did it without expectation. I felt that we have reached a place in which he was comfortable, I was comfortable, but he left to be a single life, to have a single life. And I felt taken advantage of. I thought, maybe I shouldn't have done this. What is wrong with him? And I thought, no, it's nothing wrong. It's just simply that I haven't reached that point. That the point that I reached was this 3-3-3: higher self-care, higher gratitude, higher respect. And things start changing completely after that. He came home, he spent holidays with us, he started cooking, he will notice that I have a new outfit, he became more conscious and then he spent about 5 days a week in my home. And then the 2 days of the weekend, he will take me to his home. He will invite me to his place. And I started spending the whole time with him and having a great time. Things changed tremendously after this. And then my next challenge came when about 2 years. Um, and one day I discovered what it looked like a engagement, like a man engagement band,
Oh,
and all other presents that the OW has given him. And
oh,
I was devastated. But this time I had the skills. This time I did not call my friends and family to complain. This time I put my 333 higher, more gratitudes. I put a list of why I'm happy, why I am thankful. And then I contacted my coach and told her. And she made me realize, she says, hey, you don't know when this was given. It's been 2 years. This might has been given long before. And why are you, going through this? Think about the gratitude. Think about this. And I felt, oh, wow, this is true. And I'm so happy that I didn't say anything because now I realized that he had taken this out to return to her. And next time I didn't see this, it was gone. The OW was gone. I won. And I'm glad I didn't say anything because I would have spilled the gratitude of winning this battle. Um, And then, since then, OW is gone. We never mention her. There is nothing in the home that reminds us of this person. We start having more fun. He start hugging me, holding my hand. He says that he loves me, and I don't think that I could take it like that before because I remember saying him saying that he didn't love me anymore. And when he says I love you, I said, I know and I always have. Yeah, it was beautiful. Then 2 years and 6 months probably. Yeah, a little more. He started making plans for our new home, and I hear him talking about the house with someone, and he said, our home. That was my realization that it's over. He is back and he said he made plans for our home. He asked me about that. We were very happy, and he told me he wanted to move back. And I said, that is wonderful. And he told me, in fact, I have already moved back long time ago. You didn't realize, but I have already been back. And I had him, and we continue our plans. We continue with our lives, and this is how unbelievable miracle happened to me from the breakdown all the way 2 years and a half until he's back.
wow. Amazing story. Incredible, Mariana. You were so devoted. You were so committed. And I think it's so impressive that you got your marriage back. What do you say to somebody who says, weren't you angry? Weren't you resentful that he said those things to you? That he didn't love you anymore? That he had another woman?
Well, yeah, at the time, yes. This is the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Uh, I was dwelling on the pain, but something I learned through this was that when this happens, when this breakdown happens, don't dwell of the pain, suffer when you have to suffer, but then, every action has a reaction. Then there is an opportunity from that, and you will be better for that. You will learn and you will survive. We have an incredible power to do that. Now I don't think about that person. I in my day I can really not think about her. I enjoy his company. I enjoy his attention, his hugs, his gifts. I don't think about this woman anymore. But yeah, I understand being resentful when it's initially happened. We're human. That's normal.
And that resentment didn't stop you from making these decisions to focus on your gratitude, your self care, and your respect, and also becoming a fantastic listener. Which that story is something else. When he was criticizing you, complaining you didn't give him the paperwork on time, and you said, I didn't think of it that way. Thank you for explaining this."
Yeah,
And and then all the tension dissipated. He really did feel heard. This was much better than just saying, "I hear you," because he felt
exactly.
understood. You heard his heart message, and you weren't defensive whatsoever. You weren't trying to explain why you didn't send the paperwork on time, or that he didn't
No,
ask for it the right way, or
no,
nothing like that. You just
nothing. Mm.
it's so impressive. It's like you're a saint, Mariana. Right? I mean, I think some people might hear your story.
Well, when I did this, I didn't expect this response from him. I really wanted to listen to understand. And I think that was the first time I really did that. And then I understood, and I really meant when I said, "Well, thank you for telling me this. Now I understand." Um,
It was
Now this is
sincere.
but I was very sincere. It was true, and now it's true when he says something, or when he's unhappy for something or frustrated with something. The best thing is to listen, to really got it. And when I got it, instead of defending myself, I would say, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got it. Thank you for explaining that. It will not happen again." It disarmed any fight.
And then his head
any
exploded.
Yeah. He goes, "Where is she? Where is this person?"
Wow. And it also yeah, I mean he must still yeah, he must wonder what happened to Mariana. So, and you were the first to apologize when this happened. He said he didn't love you anymore. He left. He had another woman, but you apologized to him first. Is that right?
Yeah, I apologize for my part in this breakdown. I understood, my contribution. I didn't apologize for him to have this other woman. I apologize for my control. I apologize for my disrespect during the years, which I did not know I was doing. And I think uh, that he thought about it, and maybe thought that a lot of the reasons for this OW might have been also uh, to feel disrespected and unappreciated. I don't know, but he apologized for his part, for what he had done. I apologize for what I have done.
I mean, I think some people might say, well, but he's the one that should have been apologizing first.
Yeah.
So weren't you waiting for him to apologize first?
I thought about that. I thought that after the breakdown, when you will come back with your husband, that he will come one day and on his knees and apologize for all of this and tears in his eyes and all of that. This didn't happen. This doesn't happen really. Um, or often. Maybe it happens to some people, but not often. What happens is a gradual process of understanding, a gradual process of taking accountability. And so in that process of taking accountability, I took accountability for my part, my big disrespect. And then maybe it helped him take accountability for that gradual process. And the key of these skills is also patience. It doesn't happen overnight, and it has ups and downs. Often we feel taken advantage of, as I said. But in reality, you know what you want and what you are willing to do for your family. And I decided to fight for my family. Now I
Oh,
have a picture of my grandkids in Christmas and our family together. And I thought, I look at that picture, I framed that, and I said to myself, this is what I fought for.
oh, Mariana, I'm so impressed. You are incredible. I admire you so much because that picture with your grandkids and your whole family, it could have been the picture of, I mean, it could have been that the grandkids went to his house on Christmas Day or to
Exactly.
your house, and there was no family, and they would be with the other woman, and or there would be birthday parties or things that you go to, and your family wouldn't be together. But instead, you've created not just your family together, but it sounds like it's a happy family. What is your relationship like now?
Oh, now it's so harmonious. We laugh. We share, we snuggle in the couch for watching TV. He is a great cook. We share time, we go places, we decided to find places that we haven't seen before. Um, it's very peaceful and happy. No
Incredible.
longer fights, no longer resentment of you not being at home, no longer these cold wars or anything like that.
Amazing. Amazing. It sounds like what everybody wants. That's the kind of family life everybody wants after I think you've been married, what, 30 some years now, right? 34?
Yes,
34?
34 years. Yes.
So, and I understand that this is not just about you. How did this impact your daughter?
Oh, she was so happy to see us together. She told me that something that she never thought would be possible. After she has seen me in the pain, she saw me when I, find out. And she says, I don't want to ever see you like that. And to her, I responded, I did not know. I did not have a roadmap or skills or any concrete action that I will take to save my family. But now I do. And now it's different. Now it's completely different. And I share tips with her. I share experiences with her. Also, my niece was experiencing something similar in her marriage. and I coach her. I'm not a Laura Doyle coach, but I read the book and I live my skills and I share from my experience. Her husband came back before my husband, and
Oh,
and
her husband
cheers.
came back before your husband. So
Yes,
you were sharing what
my
you had
niece.
learned.
Yeah, I shared what I learned. I would write to her, translate this to her language, and then tell her what I know of my own experience. I share about the 333. I share about my challenges, my own challenges, and how my coach, Coach Tammy, had helped me realize things that I overlooked, that I almost spilled the moment that the OW was gone, um, for being scared, and I'm happy that I hear her when she told me, "Don't do anything. We don't know when it has been given."
Wow, amazing. And so your niece's marriage,
Yes,
you you saved your niece's marriage.
that's what she said to me. Yeah,
Wow. By sharing your experience, which is it is some experience, isn't it? Like that's an
yeah.
incredibly valuable experience.
Yeah, I told her to read the book. I translated a lot of the things in the blogs. The empowered wife is not in her language, but the surrendered wife is, and so she started with that, and from that we just take it from there. I told her to add the podcast in her list of self care because it's a source of, you know, encouragement and uh, it's and reminding of the skill.
Wow. Incredible. Well, I'm so impressed. It is it's very moving to hear your story, Mariana. What do you think you would say to Mariana if you could go back in time and tell her what you know now from before?
Well, I will tell her, read this book, read this book, because this book had the specific actions that you can take to improve yourself, and in doing that, your relationships, and not just the husband, but around. Read this book. I will tell myself, yeah, I wish it would be a required reading in school so that, people know what to expect and how to behave when you are actually in a relationship. We don't know that. In my culture, we get married and we just move out from our parents' house. So we don't live uh, alone before. And so we have no idea of how to behave and what is required for a successful relationship. And this book really, really has great framework of what to do. And then you can modify uh, depending on your own situation. This is what I would tell myself, and don't dwell into the pain. There is an opportunity from that that you will learn and be better than you were not without.
Yeah. I love that. Don't dwell on the pain. It didn't serve you. It didn't help you to dwell on the pain. And you learn these are things that you learned that no one had ever taught you before.
Um,
The things that were in the book. And so, but what about all those people that had told you to get a divorce before?
Yeah, well, some of them see me with my husband when we hold hands, we go to places, they are amazed. They could not believe. this is the same person. And some of them just couldn't, realize and that things that people can make mistakes, and that people get second chances, and for those, they no longer talk to me or talk about my husband. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I kept the people that support me, and but all my family supported me. They told me that they knew, in fact, that he was a good man, and that no one changed like that, you know, overnight. Something had happened, and they're glad that I figured it out, and supported that we are together this time.
Oh, they're happy for you. And this is beautiful the way you say they understand that people make mistakes and get second chances. You're describing grace. There was grace in your marriage, even though at one point it did seem completely hopeless. It wasn't
Exactly.
hopeless.
Yeah.
It's like a
I
miracle. It's a
It's a
miracle.
miracle, yeah, because I remember how I was 2 years and a half ago, and I just felt there was nothing for me to do. I felt completely break down and sad, and did not know what to do. I thought my only option would be to take one of these contacts for the divorce lawyers and proceed. I didn't see any other option. But I'm glad that this therapist told me about you, and that I had the opportunity to experience by myself the power of these skills. Mhm.
Uh, it's amazing. What is your tip for somebody who's where you were, where her husband says, I no longer love you, and he leaves and he has another woman with an engagement ring? What would you suggest for her? What should she do? Where should she start?
I would say, you know, cry your tears as you need to, but then know that there is an opportunity out of this. Get that book and let that book be your guidance. Try experimenting with at least one of the skills, and you will see immediate change. Immediate change. And then you get happy and motivated for what you see. And try the next skill and the next skill. And even if he doesn't come back, you are going to be happy. Um, you're going to be fulfilled because you became a better person,
So even if he doesn't come back,
even if he
now,
doesn't.
but in your story, he came back, of course. Is there such a thing as someone practicing the skills and him not coming back, do you think?
I don't know. I haven't heard the story like that. It might be, but in reality, if you practice the skills, they feel attracted to the person that you become, and you don't do it to manipulate. You don't do it to make him come back. You do it for you, and sometimes you forget that he is living in another place. You forget that whatever he's going to do after he leaves your house, you do it for you, and that makes you happy. That was my experience.
Wow. So is it fair to say you're happier? Let me ask you this. Were you happier before he came back, uh, than you were before he left? I know it sounds crazy. That's kind of a weird question. In
Before
other
he
words,
left,
you were
well,
making yourself happy, right?
yes,
After he left. And
yeah,
now, and before he left, you had that very stressful job.
yeah,
Uh, so did you become happier than you had been before he left?
I did. Yeah,
You
I would
did.
say I did. I was thinking about how I was, how I felt, when I was, in my stressful situation, and when he was distant and didn't want to share. Um, I wasn't happy, but I couldn't point a finger on what was happening. I did not know how to react or what to do. But I wasn't happy. Certainly, I wasn't happy. I was miserable when I found out about the OW. But then now, with the skills and my change and what I see happening, I am happier than I was before. I'm
Well,
happier. Mhm. I
I'm
learned a
so
lot from
impressed.
that experience. I learned a lot. Mhm.
Wow. It almost sounds like you're grateful for the whole experience. Is that right?
In a sense, I am. I don't wish this to anyone because this is devastating to see your man with another woman, to hear those words, "I don't love you." It's devastating. Um, but what I'm grateful is for the opportunity to find your work, the skills. I'm grateful that with that, I was able to turn around a relationship that otherwise would have been dead. So that's what I'm grateful that I have these skills. And what I said to people, if you are suffering for something like this, get this book, try these skills. It offers you hope. You don't lose anything. You only can gain. So try this and then you will see that you will be thankful that you tried.
Well, amazing, Mariana. I want to congratulate you and give you my Best Wife Award.
Oh,
Here
thank you.
it is.
Thank
You
you.
deserve it. You richly deserve this for
Thank you.
being so committed, so courageous. This takes a lot of courage, what you have done. And for being a beacon of hope of what's possible, for saving your family and having that family picture at Christmas of your whole family together. I give you all the credit for that. And I just admire you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Likewise. Thank you so much for all you do.
Well, thank you. And thank you for just being so authentic and sharing your story with us, Mariana. It's been wonderful and inspiring to hear.
Thank you.
For more on how to make your marriage playful and passionate, check out this video.